Rah. Give me 1 second.
Live voice initialized.
Alright. W. What is this? Yo, Flamingo? What is this? Yo, this is an old map. Oh my gosh.
At Streamlabs says, ahoy. Captain at Billy Jimmy Bobby is trying to get a crew together for a treasure hunt. Type, highest amount to join. At Jacob Dreer 5354 says, well now it's Vortex Wizard. At Niji117 JRYT says, I love Vortex Wizard.
Interesting. Alright, my shoulders hurt. Look, I kind of noticed that every time I play music,
At Jacob Dreer 5354 says, don't we all? At
I don't know if it's gonna do the thing
Niji
yet,
is alive.
We'll see.
At Billy Jimmy Bobby says, sub for the 5th screen.
Fire.
At Jacob Dreer 5354 says, do you have any advice for Xing the notes that go up from the ground?
I don't know.
At Streamlabs says, the poisonous fog sends half the crew to Davy Jones' locker.
Ding.
The rest escape with a handful of plunder and a tale of plenty. At Streamlabs says, at Jacob Greer 5354 says, do you have any axing advice in general?
Just play act maps.
At Jacob Greer 5354 says, got it? At Billy Jimmy Bobby says, finally I won a gamble.
Yo, that's a very W.
At Daphne Andre W2J says, OMG VR.
Bobby. Fire.
At Jacob Dreer 5354 says, you should play in the BSWC next year.
I'll think about it.
At Ian7215 says, if he locks in. At Void_here1 says, bro you so pro.
UW.
At Shedzooms says, Warhex Bizard.
Guys, what to play? What is this?
At Billy Jimmy Bobby says, what are the chances of winning the gamble? At Jacob Greer 5354 says, everyone agrees LOL. At Blocklake Sky Tag says, hello. At Familia Joan Martin 8M9S says, At Ian 7215 says, Glorptex Wizard.
You know,
at
Vortex
Void _ here one says, gonna try Billie Jean song PLSSSSSSS.
Is there a different version of this? What is this one? This might be challenge.
At Jacob Greer 5354 says, by golly bro. At Jackson Booker K6D3D says,
oh my god.
OMG.
This is love. I know it is.
I cannot hit that. I cannot hit that.
Feel like sun on my skin. This is love.
At Ian 7215
Oh my god,
says,
the act is so
I
bad.
love challenge speed and vibro. At Blocklegs Guide Tag says, I have a question for you. If you have a coconut, would you marry a cow that milks goats that will feed the sun a kidney?
Dude,
at
what
Billy
are you
Jimmy
saying?
Bobby says, blood you got an A. At Void _
What's that,
here
a
one
microwave?
says, bro you so.
Oh my gosh, music
W.
over. Oh wait, this is 16 notes a second.
354 says,
Dude,
if
what
you do
is
play in
this?
BSWC next year, say it was because of me. At Brian
White,
Culver
okay.
QW6JD says,
I low-key cannot see with this map.
You got to drop the bass.
Oh my gosh.
At Void _ here one says,
Nah.
bro try Michael Jackson song PLSSSSSSS. At Pineapple21 says, Vortex how are you so good? At Billy Jimmy Bobby says, peak tier skill. At Brian Culver QW6JD says, that is a banger man, laughing face. At Jacob Dreer 5354 says, is that a deal? At Spec _ YT says, can someone raid my friend at Powderhound? He has 1 viewer.
Alright, bro, why are
At
we
Spec
advertising?
_ YT says, can someone raid
Yo,
my
this is
friend
fire.
at Powderhound? He has 1 viewer. At Nextcube _ GD says, yo how are you this good GNG loudly crying face thumbs up thumbs up.
That a woman like that was real into me. She said she didn't have no man, paid to give the very best she can. She told me she was all alone. Said I don't you didn't have no one. She said doesn't get enough age. At 59 and was she gonna be
At Brian Culver QW6JD says, bro a pro skull.
Oh my gosh. Dude, this is crazy.
I met her on the way to Chicago, where she was all alone. And so as I saw her, asked her for a name, she smiled and looked at me. I was surprised to see that a woman like that was real into me. She said she didn't have no man, paid to give the very best she can. She told me she was all alone. Said I don't you didn't have no one. She said doesn't get enough age. At 59 and was she gonna
At Brian Culver QW6JD says, he is dominating the song bro skull 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 and crossbones skull and crossbones skull and crossbones.
She was living like that. Her words seemed so sincere.
At Jacob Dreer 5354 says, that video you posted about the link app not working didn't help. Do you have any other fixes? At
Not really.
Streamlabs says,
That
Captain
that
at
video is kind of old.
7215.
For like one issue that was like happening for like 3 days.
At Hypoop T1X says,
It's not gonna
roasting.
work. Low-key, the only fix for anything Questlink related, just Throw your headset in the trash.
On the way to Chicago, where she was all alone.
Throw your headset in the trash, so that way you don't have to deal with questing ever
Sailor
again.
says, hot.
Can't have problems if you
At Brian
can't have
Culver
questing problems if you don't have
QW6JD says,
a quest.
you did it. At Garlic Garlic says, what is this level? It looks sick.
Alright, I will pull combo.
98 says, become a standalone player. At nextcube_GD says, how do you get these songs? At clean_sailor says, yay, it's Michael Jackson. At Jacob Dreer 5354 says, I just play on standalone now. At Billy Jimmy Bobby says, question, are you just gonna beat Saber streams? At Alex World 17 says, raw. At Brian Culver QW6JD says, is there Billie Jean there also?
Yeah.
At Void_here1 says, this is Michael Jackson BTW Garlicky Garlic. At nextcube_GD says, fuck. At Streamlabs says, a crew of pirates and raiders check their flintlocks and sharpen their cutlasses as they disembark for Black Heart Island. At Streamlabs says, ho ho. At Ian7215 made it back from Black Heart Island with a handful plunder and a tale of plenty. At Streamlabs says, results at Ian7215, 2674. At Toasted Pop-Tart says, I just got 3 unskippable ads in a row, oh my god.
Wow. W YouTube. How did I hit that? Dude, these lights are so
At
cool.
Brian Culver QW6JD says, that is the end of the song. At
Oh my
Snail397 says, At VRFS Skull says, I want Beat Saber but I know I'm going to get fried. At Astral GTG says, no WSP. At Ian7215 says, wanna break from the ads. At Snail397 says, LOL. At Brian Culver QW6JD says, cool beat. Smiley face. At AC.Nightole says, hello.
Hello.
At nextcube_GD says, are you trying to get 100% with no fails? Or are you just trying to beat it?
Yeah, I'm just trying to. I'm just playing
says,
whatever.
almost completed that, bro.
Okay.
At Garlic says, when I got Beat Saber I was like, holy crap, I spent $30 on this. At Void_here1 says,
That's how it is when buying anything.
At Brian Culver QW6JD says, pro style smiling face with sunglasses, smiling face with sunglasses, smiling face with sunglasses.
What? Groceries are $200? What the freak? Haha, just kidding. More like 400. Wowie.
At Brian Culver QW6JD says, LOL. At nextcube_GD says, holy crap, another GD player.
What?
At Jared C20, at Brian Culver QW6JD says, that was funny.
You're chewing good? What was that one that was on Cube Community? What is this?
At Alien Dude 1234T5C says, hello Vortex. At Garlic says, Beat Saber's new shock drop song honestly is horrible. At Jared C20 says, hi bro.
Hello.
At Brian Culver QW6JD says, what songs are my favorite also?
I don't know.
At Dino Sane 2 Real says, I'm good at Beat Saber too. At
Bye.
Clover602 says, hello raised fist light skin tone emoji modifier dark skin tone emoji modifier. At Snail397 says, wow, how did you get so good bro? I'm trying to post better content. At AlienDude1234T5C says, what is this map? At Striker_9259 says, I'm still on my trip.
Okay.
At Brian Culver QW6JD says, they kinda look like Friday Night Funkin' Arrows.
Dude, what are these patterns? Oh my gosh. Cannot read that.
At Dino Sane 2 Real says, I play MetaQuest. At NextCube_GD says, yo what is your
That's
fave
so
song?
fun.
At Dino Sane 2
Don't really
Real
have a favorite.
says, Beat Saber.
Just do whatever.
At Garla says, I'm horrible I missed 189 times on Power of the Saber Blade on Expert Plus. At AlienDude1234T5C says, I've never seen more fried patterns. At Jacob Dreer 5354 says, did you hear my last chat I couldn't hear it? At Spec_YT says, can someone raid my friend at Powderhound he has one viewer.
Dude,
At
why
Brian
are we
Culver
advertising?
QW6JD says, champions.
Why are we
At
advertising?
Spec_YT
Oh
says,
my
can
gosh.
At Spec_YT, stream chat
We're just
reader
gonna
disconnected.
turn that off. What is this? Why are there resets?
Sorry, get over here.
Oh boy. Dude, what is this map? Oh my gosh.
Live voice initialized. At Jacob Dreer
This
5354
is certainly a
says,
map.
I just asked you to watch one of my replays. At
some
Striker_9259 says, Sonyan. At Jacob Dreer 5354 says, that's it. At
Let's see if I can
Kyla
improve this.
_YT says, hi. At Dino Sane 2 Real says, champ. At Streamlabs says, ahoy. Captain at Ian7215 is trying to get a crew together for a treasure hunt. Type, heist amount to join. At Brian Culver QW6JD says, FIFA 2026 World Cup.
Oh boy.
At Brian Culver QW6JD says, uneasy face. At Garlic says, I'm sorry but I can't get over how damn smooth your game is face with tears of joy. At Ian7215 says, MM.
Okay.
The one
Alright.
and only Mango Lord says, yo.
Yep.
At the one and only Mango Lord says, how you been?
Been doing alright. Dude, I will improve this score.
At Dino Sane 2 Real says. At Snail397 says, can you beat Power of the Saber Blade?
Maybe.
At Brian Culver QW6JD says, drop incoming.
Dude, I got pretty close to beating the score.
At Streamlabs says, although the entire crew escaped Black Heart Island alive. They celebrate with a chest full of gold and a belly full of rum. At Streamlabs says, a crew of pirates. At Brian Culver QW6JD says, bro at X8 skull and crossbones. At the one and only Mango Lord says, okay. At the one and only Mango Lord says, face orange fighting nails. At spec_YT says, can someone raid my friend at Powderhound?
Can we
more players for the SMP? At spec_YT
Can we
says,
please stop advertising?
can someone raid my friend at Powderhound? We need more players for the SMP. At spec_YT says, can someone raid my friend at Powderhound? We need more players for the SMP. At Alien Duke 1234T5C says, why are we advertising? At Ian7215 says, can we ban this guy spec? At the one and only Mango Lord says, I times him out. At Snail397 says, okay please ban spec. At Brian Culver QW6JD says, what is this song?
Misery.
At Ian7215 says, LMFAO. At Snail397 says, thank you Mango Lord. At Sconer66YT says, can you do plain wall? At the one and only Mango Lord says, okay buddy.
Dude, almost 98. Oh my gosh. Almost 98.
At Brian Culver QW6JD says, like Maroon 5 LOL.
What? Minnesota.
At Dino Sane 2 Real says, there is a setting on MetaQuest to make you taller and it helps in Beat Saber. At Nancy Veneta I7Y says,
I already
listen
have
to
my
Holy War Fun.
player height set up.
At Carter Thompson 6506 says, arcade. At Carter Thompson 6506 says, arcade. At Carter Thompson 6506 says, arcade. At Brian Culver QW6JD says, you know, like that one singer group. At Carter Thompson 6506 says, arcade.
What about
At
arcade?
Brian Culver QW6JD says, that is Maroon 5. At Ian7215 says, are you doing BSR today?
Nah.
At the one and only Mango Lord says, no spamming please. At Jacob Greer 5354 says, did you watch Aqua play Snow earlier? At Carter Thompson 6506 says, arcade. At Neon Pika 98 says, oh cool. At Neon Pika 98 says, Mango is back.
Oh yeah.
At Patchuras says, bro is shawarma. At the one and only Mango Lord says, hello Neon. At Dino Sane 2 Real says, I like one hand in Beat Saber. At Brian Culver QW6JD says, banger. Smiling face with
let's try and get some good
sunglasses,
scores.
smiling face with sunglasses, smiling face with sunglasses.
Alright, can we stop spamming, please?
Live voice initialized.
Alright. Awesome. What does this look like?
At Patchuras says, bro is shawarma. At Vigas1021 says, do you request songs? At Dino Sane 2 Real says,
I don't
Roblox.
request songs, I play songs.
At the one and only Mango Lord says, did Quality try to divert some of his chat here or something? At Vigus1021 says, it would be cool if you did. At Dino
What?
Sane 2 Real says,
Dude, why would I
do you play
request
Steam?
songs if I could just play
At
them?
Ian7215 says,
Like,
why does TDS have a voice crack when it says songs?
I don't know.
At Tempest M1Z says, what's your fastest win?
What?
Heaven knows I've been waiting, begging, heaven's gate vacant. Take these words I've been saying, count them like I've been praying. You're an angel to a good every kiss I start to believe.
At Tempest M1Z says, what game with the fastest BPM have you won? At Jacob Dreer 5354 says, he means what is your fastest BPM map you've ever played?
I don't know, like 600
At the
something.
one and only Mango Lord says, how many battle royales have you achieved on BS? At Vigus1021 says, holy moldy macaroni in the holy moly. I just saw Slash Inferno, a song used in Skeletal Shenanigans from GD.
Dude, what is with people today and like unnecessarily explaining things? Like we had that one guy earlier who was like, "What is your favorite song in Beat Saber, the hit VR
Ian
rhythm
Beacon
game where you
98
slice
says,
blocks?"
I need help.
Like, what are we saying?
At Tempest M1Z says, 600 dang I've done 50 max.
What
and
are we
struggle
saying?
mode. At Ian
You do not need to
says,
You do not need to
interesting.
explain things. Oh my gosh. It's a fun map. Why is this 11 stars?
At Neon Pika 98 says, Vortex, help. At Neon Pika 98 says, I'm at 1.
Oh my gosh, my
At Neon
eyes.
7215 says,
Oh my
"It's
gosh.
mainstream viewers.
What a terrible day to have the lights on. Oh my gosh. That is so bright. Yeah, you gotta play Vortex. You'll gain millions if you play Vortex.
At the one and only Mango Lord says, Flash Mag. At Vitus 1021 says, Epilepsy OMG. At Ian 7215 says, I'm crying. At Neon Pika 98 says, I'm losing top 1k today. At the one and only Mango Lord says, do better. At Chris and Q2Z6Q says, can I join? At
I'm not
Shadow says, this looks like a little bit GD. At Neon Pika 98 says, I can't play Beat Saber cause I have to help my parents with something.
Crazy.
At Ian 7215 says, bruh I'm like 36 ranks away from top 1000. At Michael Jackson 573 says, hee hee. At Toasted Pop Tart says, hello YouTube I am Toasted Pop Tart. At the one and only Mango Lord says, I can't play Beat Saber because I'm in a different state.
Crazy.
At Vigus 1021 says, should really add an epilepsy warning when editing the video. At Tater Gagud says, I can play.
What do you mean editing a video? It's a live stream.
At Jacob Dreer 5354 says, I can't play Beat Saber cause I'm watching Vortex play Beat Saber. At Toasted Pop Tart says, this is a live stream what are you talking about? At Vigus 1021 says, oh. At Chris and Q2Z6Q says, please can I join the game?
Dude, this is not multiplayer.
Toasted Pop Tart says, this the most brain dead chat ever. At the one and only Mango Lord says, interesting. At Vigus1021 says, I mean, when the stream ends and add text if we can or something. At the one and only Mango Lord says, did quality hire some of you guys?
Dude, are you kidding me? Would that have been a penguin snipe? I have no idea.
At Jacob Dreer 5354 says, who is K-lighting? At the one and only Mango Lord says, interesting.
That would have been a penguin snipe. Oh my god. Dude, the throw of the century.
At the developer YT says, hello.
Hello.
At the one and only Mango Lord says at Vigus1021 you could have just asked to put a warning in the description. At the one and only Mango Lord says, then again, nobody ever reads that. At Vigus1021 says,
Oh my gosh.
Intersing the one and only Mango Lord 2026. At ChaseKillian7119 says, dude you're insane. At Not Rebound LOL says, hi RRRRRRRRRRRRRR.
First dreams.
At the developer YT
Let's try
says,
this.
Beat Saber. At the one and only Mango Lord says, I thought TDS skipped messages if someone got timed out.
No.
At Vigus1021 says, but how can I do that, I'm not mod and I'm new here. At last_day227 says, at the one and only Mango Lord says, I might have dementia.
Oh my gosh, this is a classic right here.
At last_day227 says, at Pickle
Oh boy.
just says, how?
Yeah, I don't know what to play.
At last_day227 says, at the one and only Mango Lord says, at least TDS won't try to pronounce Russian. At Vigus1021 says, yeah I think you might. Because you might forget when you got angry. At last_day227 says, at the developer YT says, what's your favorite VR game other than Beat Saber? At
Beat Saber.
Poppy11131 says, do you still play on Valve?
Nah.
At Pickle just says, At Ian7215 says, music to my ears.
Okay, nope.
At Ian7215 says, face orange biting nails.
I wonder if I can 700 this.
Hey. Yeah, yeah. Hey.
At Ian7215 says, I think most of YouTube chat is gone.
Oh no.
At the one and only Mango Lord says, I go do something real quick. Chat, don't be a nuisance. At Vigus1021 says, or maybe not. At Poppy11131 says, if you still use Valve, what coronation do you use for the controllers? At Oriaking10 says,
I don't
you
use
play
it. I don't
amazing.
use index.
At FlixerXD says,
Oh
always
my
have
gosh.
to pop on stream for a sec. Good luck with Beat Saber.
Crazy. I think I could get a good score on this. What you got down my shoulder, I feel alright. Feeling.
At Vigus1021 says, knife it.
Dude, are you kidding me? Oh my gosh.
At Poppy11131 says, so there is a faker that acts like you cause there is someone called Vortex Wizard and it says they use Valve Index.
What? I used to use index. Ooh. I'm on quest 3.
At Poppy11131 says, oh okay. At Vigus1021 says, dude, where's Nightbot? He was supposed to appear. At Vigus1021
What?
says, appear asterisk. At Ian7215 says, you should play driving with my eyes closed.
Throw it up. I'm surprised I don't have a score on this yet.
At the developer YT says, the Beat Saber movie. At Vigus1021 says, again.
Gotta follow me now, just a Chris about it. I don't give a shit about it. I don't even think about it, huh? Yeah, gotta keep my wits about me. Haven't seen my mother in so
At
much.
Poppy11131 says, how has your day been?
Been alright. I got top 50.
course I fucking thought about it.
I thought about it, but I never did it. But I'm going missing. Want to hold me, but back then I felt time. You don't know me, even know someone I was online. I shed tears every time I look through the archive. See a flashback of all me in my drive. Lying if I said that I don't think about it much. I just need to throw it up. I just need to throw it. Yeah, I'm trying to live it all. Can't quite confident with past. Reading legends with the chalk. Yeah, like fuck. I just made the call. Yeah, like fuck.
At Vigus 1021 says, play the song running the show please. Please, please, please. At Edgy Oakland 3072 says, At Ian 72
Oh my gosh.
this looks and sounds like a Parapass map.
I wonder why. I wonder why.
At the developer YT says, imagine a Beat Saber movie.
If we falter now, those lives will have been lost in.
You gotta follow me now, just a Chris about it. I don't give a shit about it, I don't even think about it, huh? Yeah, gotta keep my wits about me. Haven't seen my mother in some months, I feel her arms around me. Oh,
At Ian 7215 says, wait, is it? At Vigus 1021 says, are you ning the show? At Ian 7215 says, I guess correctly.
Every time I look through the archive, see a flashback of all me in my drive. Lying if I said that I don't think about it much. I just need to throw it up. I just need to throw it. Yeah, I'm trying to live it all. Can't quite confident with past. Reading legends with the chalk. Yeah, like fuck. I just made the call. Yeah, like fuck. Still such a pain. Throw it up, throw it up, throw it up. Baby, please just throw it up, throw it up, throw it up. Baby, please just throw it up, throw it up, throw it up.
Dude, are you kidding me? The tracking. Dude, the tracking like made me lose like 50 points. Oh my gosh. That is so annoying. All right. Baby, please just throw it up, throw it up, throw it up. Baby, please just throw it up.
At Poppy11131 says, can you beat Ghost Expert Plus?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Oni Yuri.
At Vigus 1021 says, 11 watching and 3 commenting bro. At Loke_works says, I'm going to do a video where I remake Beat Saber in Unreal Engine, what do you think?
We're just gonna remake it in the one engine where like everything runs at 2 FPS. Sounds cool though. Should be easy though, cause make sure you get the hitboxes right.
Joylux says, made it to challenge LVL7.
Wow.
At Vigus 1021 says, what does that Minecraft sign at the bottom of the screen? At Jason_cool763 yes says, CDXPie. At Ian7215 says, noise. At the one and only Mango Lord says, I'm back.
Yo, can I FC this?
At Ian7215 says, hi back. At Streamlabs says, ahoy. Captain at the one and only Mango Lord is trying to get a crew together for a treasure hunt. Time, Ice to Mount to joy.
Oh boy, this track.
At Pink5608YT says, no, I just did a clip on that, I do date people. At the one and only Mango Lord says, okay. At Local_Works says, Beat Saber but lighting is better but hitboxes are terrible of the game.
Fladderpaling.
I don't know to play.
At Vigus1021 says, I joined the treasure hunt, smiley face. At Striker_9259 says, I'm going to sleep, good night.
Alright,
At
good night.
Streamlabs says, a crew of pirates and raiders check their flintlocks and sharpen their cutlasses as they disembark for Black Heart Island. At Loke_Works says, would you play Beat Saber but made in Unreal Engine?
Maybe.
At Vigus1021 says, I know that song, I know that song. Sonic Wave, no, probably not that.
Oh my gosh.
At TuneWhenU4X8H says, not Sonic Wave. At Pink5608YT says, you should play Power of the Saber Blade. At the one and only Mango
Dude.
Lord says, no.
Oh my gosh.
At TuneWhenU4X8H says, yes. At Vigus1021 says, sorry, I'm just a Geometry Dash fan.
Okay, let's see if I can 700. Oh boy.
At Pink5608YT says, yes. At TuneWhenU4X8H says, same. At Pink5608YT says, yes. At the one and only Mango Lord says, Mr. Streamer, can you play the hardest song ever? Face orange biting nails. At Loke_Works says, I am modeling the Saber. At Windows 10 user videos says, At
Hello.
Vigus1021 says, but also a TADC fan. At TuneWhenU4X8H says, PLS.
Oh my gosh, dude!
At the one and only Mango Lord says, the amazing digital footprint. At Vigas1021 says, dude, it's the amazing digital circus bro. At Windows 10 user videos says, Vortex you can get a 700 pp play with this, don't give up. At TuneWenU4X8H says, bro. At the one and only Mango Lord says, my bad, face orange biting nails. At the one and only Mango Lord says, I have dementia. At the one and only Mango Lord says, I get confused sometimes.
Dude, why am I singing early?
At TuneWenU4X8H says, is his arms okay? At the _1_only 101 says, hello. At Vigas1021 says,
Can you please mute chat?
Because you don't
I
know
am
that
so
at
fed up
Tunchi
with it.
again. At TuneWenU4X8H says, no. At the one and only Mango Lord says, face orange raised eyebrow.
And then bro's never gonna mute chat.
At Ian7215 says, face orange biting nails.
Bro's just not gonna mute chat.
At
That's so fire.
21 says,
Do your job. Oh my god.
at Kate Rand says, silver.
And I lost all my act. Oh my gosh. So annoying.
At the one and only Mango Lord says, my bad, it froze for like 30 seconds. At Not Rebound LOL says, LOL. At Kate Rance says, you're so good. At Not Rebound LOL says, hi, I'm sorry for saying R. At Toasted Pop Tart says, okay.
Dude, why are my lenses so foggy?
At the one and only Mango Lord says, toasted, look at desk. At Windows 10 user videos says, guys quiet, he has to lock in.
You're talking to YouTube chat?
At Toasted Pop Tart
They don't know what
says,
quiet is.
oh okay. At the developer YT says, sleeping. At Ian7215 says, MM.
Alright.
At my underscore name underscore is underscore Raul say underscore Mercedes Benz says, what happened? At BurnKit says, if it's in the game can you do Curse of the Lovely Fox?
It's not worth anything, so I'm not gonna play it. Mr. Dude. I wanna try and get like a rank 46.
At my underscore name underscore is underscore Raul say underscore Mercedes Benz says, if it in the game can you do Flower Man? Please. At the developer YT says, goodbye I'm gonna leave for a while.
Alright, see ya. Dude, what is going on? Why are my lenses fogging up so much?
At Rachel C1H5Z says, tough. At my underscore name underscore is underscore Raul say underscore Mercedes Benz says, the fog of doom. At Ian7215 says, this song is so fire.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Dude, I can't see anything because these stupid lenses keep fogging up every 5 seconds. And there goes all my
underscore is underscore Raul say says, how does he do it? This man is real good at this. Ian7215 says, plus he is top 50 player global. At the one and only Mango Lord says, practice. At probably Winda says, quick question, what's the mod for the YouTube live chat?
Beat Saber
At
plus.
my underscore name underscores
you need to pay
underscore
for it,
all
though.
say says, he's what? At probably Winda says, you need to pay for his loudly crying face.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
At Noah Short Edits says, what headset are you on Meta?
+3.
At the one and only Mango Lord says, I just looked up how long it would take to play every ranked map and the AI results said it would take about 200 hours of pure gameplay.
Okay.
At Ian7215 says, interesting.
That is a tragedy right there. 699.98.
At my underscore name underscore is underscore Rawl say says, if it's in the game can you do Flower Man by Toby Fox?
Sorry, I'm grinding ranked.
At the one and only Mango Lord says, sorry for the long message. At the one and only Mango Lord says, I didn't realize how long it would be.
What's something I haven't played in a while? I could definitely gain off. Do 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 do.
At the one and only Mango Lord says, the point was to say that I would not get anywhere in ranked if I started now.
Do 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 do.
At the one and only Mango Lord says, I would need to double my hours. At Ian7215 says, returning.
Bro, why are you? See, this is why you can't play Beat Saber for long, because you keep thinking about hours. You keep thinking about hours, numbers, and whatever bull crap. What you gotta do is just play the game the way you want to play. Have fun. Then you get top 50.
At the one and only Mango Lord says, I can't go. At the one and only Mango Lord says, I would have double my hours if I could play as much as I wanted.
Do, 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 do. Dude, you still keep thinking about hours. Just play, whatever time you want to spend on this game, just play the game.
Says, it's ranked.
Think about hours.
At the one and only Mango Lord says, my bad.
Oh my gosh.
At the one and only Mango Lord says, but if I want to play every ranked song.
Dude, nobody is playing every ranked song except for like one guy who's like ranked like 5,000 in the world.
Says, at least not within a year.
Like, nobody's playing every single rank song ever.
Joining my crusade, shouting at everyone, being nice when I'm not even nice myself. No, I don't even like myself.
At Ian
What are you trying to do?
says, you're not gaining up off every map though. At the one and only Mango Lord says, I wanna play all the songs.
Dude, this is the exact same mindset as like, I want to play Beat Saber just so I can get rank
At probably
1.
Winta says, isn't there like 1,000 pages of
That is
rank
the
songs?
dumbest goal ever.
At the one
Like,
and only
you gotta,
Mango Lord
you
says,
cannot just
I like
jump
trying
into
new
Beat
things.
Saber expecting to do that.
At
You're
the one
gonna,
and
you're
only
gonna just
Mango
quit
Lord
day
says,
1.
I'm just going to stop now.
Eat a piece of cake to start the day, right? Joining my crusade, shouting at everyone, being nice when I'm not even nice myself. No, I don't even like myself. Shouting at everyone,
I shout
At
at
the one and only Mango
do
Lord
not
says,
ignore
the
me.
goal isn't to rank. I like the idea of playing everything. At probably Winter says, yeah, I lost my account with 12 KPP.
Rip.
At probably Winter says, now I'm back at 4 KPP.
I don't know to play. Dude, why is the search so slow?
At probably Winter says, do you have Executioner? At Poppy11131 says, you should try Universal Collapse, it's really hard but possible.
That's not ranked.
Only Mango Lord says, if I got ranked right now, I would probably just start in alphabetical order. At Ian7215 says, I just scored on this map today.
Dude, what is that? Dude, what is Mango Lord on about? What are we doing? Yeah, let me just play every single rank map A to Z. See how fast I literally get so frustrated playing this game.
At the one and only Mango Lord says, I started with chronological order with vanilla.
Yeah, let me just play this, and then just hold on, it's not. Yeah, let me
At
just
the one
play
and
that.
only Mango Lord says,
Oh my god,
maybe I'm just special.
this is not vanilla, little bro. You start playing alphabetical, you're gonna get 12
At
stars,
the one and only
12
Mango
stars,
Lord
and then
says,
random act map,
zany
12
face.
stars, 14 stars, random act map. Like you're not gonna have a fun time. You're just gonna quit the game.
At Ian7215 says, Mango, are you talking about Score Saber or BL? At probably Winta says, I wish Zywee was ranked.
I thought it was ranked.
At Oliver
Or is it
Goes In
qualified?
Center says, I'm sad.
I can't see. What? It is ranked. What is this guy talking about? Is
At
bro,
the
we're
one
doing
and only
reverse
Mango
psychology.
Lord
Just
says,
just
rank
play,
General
just
Ian.
play this guy's map. So it's working.
At Ian 7215 says. At Ian 7215 says. At the one and only Mango
Oh
Lord
my god.
says, at MJJ33R1Z says, hello.
Hello.
At the one and only Mango Lord says, or both. At the one and only Mango Lord says, let's change the subject. At probably Winta says, last time I checked it wasn't ranked.
I was ranked last
At
month.
the one and only
so.
Mango Lord says, this is Vortex's stream not mine.
Dude, I don't understand what is wrong with your
At
logic.
Ian 7215 says, face orange biting nails.
You
At
talk so sophisticated,
MJJ33R1Z says,
and then
ever
you're
read
like,
Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
I'm not gonna talk
At Streamlabs
because
says,
this is Vortex's dream.
Captain at the one and only Mango
Like,
Lord
what?
is trying to get a crew together for a treasure hunt. Type.
It's
Heist
literally
amount
an
to
open
join.
chat. So confusing. Ah, glitter. Ever read Diary of a Wimpy Kid? Isn't that like
At the one and only Mango Lord says, do
every
you
child
want to keep
in the
talking about
US
this?
every child in the US who's ever seen like the library knows what Diary of a Wimpy Kid is?
At the one and only Mango Lord says, we can keep talking
I stopped reading at
about
like 12, I think. Like the 12th book.
At Ian 7215 says, I have like 10 Diary of the Wimpy Kid books.
Dude, what are they on now? Like 20?
At the one and only Mango Lord says, I haven't read any of them.
Bro reads chapter books. He's ooh la dee da. He's so fancy.
At Ian 7215 says, more prob.
Alright, what's my score on this? Did I? Yeah, I already said the score on this. What's the top one on this? Catastrophic?
At the one and only Mango Lord says, I'm not trying to sound sophisticated loudly crying face. At Streamlabs says, a crew of pirates and raiders check their flintlocks and sharpen
in
their
the chipmunk?
cutlasses as they disembark for Black Heart Island.
Okay, I'm gonna
At
play some
Streamlabs
break
says, results at Ian 7215, 2674. At Streamlabs says, the poisonous fog sends half the crew to Davy Jones' locker. The rest escape with a handful of plunder and a tale of plenty. At Probably Winta says, have you tried Kamish's demise? At the one and only Mango Lord says, I just missed out on some peak childhood stuff. At the one and only Mango Lord says,
Dude,
at
how do
least
you
I heard
98
it was good.
this? My. Gotta snipe swimmer back. Oh my god. What is this?
At Probably Winta says, Omega cute AHH song. At the one and only Mango Lord says, flaming me is better than brain rot at least.
Dude, what the heck? What is wrong with my act? Doesn't help. I can't see anything.
At the one and only Mango Lord says, you're probably right though. If it get ranked I would probably give up on the playing everything.
Oh my gosh, what is going on?
At Reaper17 Haunts says, my leg is cramping.
Tragedy.
You're shaking. You're shaking it.
At Ian7215 says, always. At Reaper17 Haunts says, super bad lit. At the one and only Mango Lord says, which part? At Reaper17 Haunts says, are you doing requests?
Nah, yeah.
At the one and only Mango Lord says, oh well. At Reaper17 Haunts says, okay.
Oh my gosh.
At that Habsfan 20 says, goddamn bro, how do your arms move that fast?
Ooh.
At the one and only Mango Lord says, practice.
Dude, I can't see anything because of this stupid fog.
At the one and only Mango Lord says, I don't foresee getting rank soon for me. At probably Winta says, do you think Blizzy is better than Emmer? At the one and only Mango Lord says, I've got too much going on.
My. And I'm short. Oh my gosh.
At Ian7215 says, both. At Ian7215 says, actually Brazy RN.
Dude, why is it? Oh my.
At probably Winta says, Brazy Skull. At Ian7215 says, Brazy is really good RN.
It's so frustrating.
Streamlabs says, ahoy.
Okay.
Captain at the one and only Mango Lord is trying to get a crew together for a treasure hunt. Type, heist amount to join. At probably Winta says, stream chat reader disconnected.
Okay.
Stream chat.
Dude, why does it keep logging me out?
Live voice initialized. At the one and only Mango Lord says, what? At banana0919b7p says, yo, what saber presets are those?
VW_collider.
At
It's actually going.
says,
Yeah, I want
would
to try
you
this.
crack your door for $100? At Jacob Dreer 5354 says, I'm back, did I miss anything?
Nah.
At the one and only Mango Lord says, why are you asking it again? At Ian72
'Cause you asked what?
says, you missed a 1000 pp play. At probably Winta says, yeah. At Streamlabs says, a crew of pirates and raiders check their flintlocks and sharpen their cutlasses. At the one and only Mango Lord says, how's you week been, Vortex?
I'm alright.
Wanna say I think it's time, yeah, I really don't feel the same way that I have you. Like with my name's
At Jacob Dreer 5354 says, I cannot believe I missed 1000 play, bro. At probably Winta says, do you sometimes do multiplayer lobbies?
Sometimes. Dude, I keep losing crazy act there.
Say I think it's okay. Someone feel the same way that I feel. Like we're more than just making sense. It's inside wants to realize. I gotta miss the cold weather, I just miss you. I'm gonna miss the sweater weather, I just
miss you. Dude, are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. Dude, I really hope when the Steam game comes out, it's not the most garbage headset ever. The tracking is at least slightly better than the Quest 3. Cause dude, what was that? just stops tracking for like 0.1 second, and I lose all my act.
I love the way you make me feel when I'm staring at my screen at 4 a.m. Trying not to fall asleep and you hit me up just to see if I'm okay. I loved it way too goddamn much when you told me you don't mind when I keep you up. Sending mama through my lines, you know shit like that. It makes me wanna be alive. I wanna say I think it's okay. Some both feel the same way, but I feel like we're more than just things that keeps inside wants to realize. I gotta miss the cold weather, I just miss you. And I gotta miss the sweater weather, I just miss you.
Dude, why is my act worse now? Oh my gosh.
At Probably Winta says, do you play any other games besides BS?
Dude, I hate this type of question because, like, what do you want me? What do you want me to answer? All right, like, what do you want me to answer? Just trying to make me look like a no life. Dude, what is going on?
I love the way you make me feel when I'm staring at my screen at 4 a.m. Trying not to fall asleep and you hit me up just to see if I'm okay. I loved it way too
At the Hall Knight says, all he did was ask a question, wilted flower broken heart.
I
At the one and only Mango Lord says, a very open-ended question.
I don't want to play this.
At Streamlabs says, ahoy. Captain at the one and only Mango Lord is trying to get a crew together for a treasure hunt. Type, heist amount to join. At the one and only Mango Lord says, I keep forgetting to skip the heist message.
Dude, this is so frustrating. What is going on?
At Probably Winta says, W song. At Streamlabs says, a crew of pirates and raiders check their flintlocks and sharpen their cutlasses. At Ian7215 says, returning.
Returning. Dude, now imagine if I could gain plus 0.8 on the real return. Where would we be right now? Society, if I gain plus 0.8 on returning, is future looking society. That one meme image. Maybe it's a sign.
At Probably Winta says, holy shit, in 98?
Maybe it's a sign. We gotta play the real return.
At the one and only Mango Lord says, sorry for the stupid question, but it's not something I can just simply Google. At Ian7215 says, I am a try in time the returning up. At the one and only Mango Lord says,
Bro said he was gonna say
how
question
long would
and
you
he
say
realized
it takes to learn a new grip or adapt to adjusting the settings?
I don't know.
At Ian7215 says, a couple minutes to a couple weeks. At Probably Winta says, about 2 months ID say. At Ian7215
See, the real answer
says,
is that you never get used to
returning.
your grip. That's the same reason why we can't 100% every single map.
At probably Winta says, obviously nobody can 100% ACC skull. At Amp says, At the one and only Mango Lord says, I really need to adjust my saber settings, but I don't want to start, try to go back, and then forget it all.
Oh my gosh, dude. How much act did I lose?
At probably Windows says at the one and only Mango Lord I use default saber settings. At the one and only Mango Lord says, same.
Dude, why did I have to drop so much act?
At Liamk says, are you taking song requests?
Nah.
At probably Windows says, no he's not.
Return.
At Streamlabs says, ahoy. Captain at the one and only Mango Lord is trying. At Liamk says, why slash?
It's the rank grind.
At probably Windows says, BC he's grinding rank. At Liamp says, oh. At the one and only Mango Lord says, chat is more chill now.
Ooh, that is rough.
At probably Windows says, smiling face with sunglasses. At Ian7215 says, returning.
Returning.
At Lil Viper 14C says, I just started Beat Saber, any pointers?
What?
At the one and only Mango Lord says, practice. At probably Windows says, WTHR pointers?
Returning. Do. 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 Ooh, this act is not good.
Streamlabs says, a crew of pirates and raiders check their flintlocks and sharpen their cutlasses as they disembark for Blackheart Island. At Streamlabs says, oh ho. At the one and only Mango Lord. At Real Viper 14C says, I started a little bit ago and I can do Dragon Smash Goblin hard mode, is that good?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know why I keep playing hard diff. I already have like a really good score.
At Lil Viper 14C says, alright. At the one and only Mango Lord says, as long as you're happy, yes. At Ian7215 says, It took me like 3 months to do spin eternally on hard. At the one and only Mango Lord says, really? At Ian7215 says, like 3 years ago. At the one and only Mango Lord says, at Ian7215 says, yeah. At the one and only Mango Lord says, I guess everyone is different. At Lil Viper 14C says, how do you get different sabers?
Mods.
At Lil Viper 14C says, oh okay. At Ian7215 says, or you could wait a century for a custom sabers to come out. At Lil Viper 14C says, LOL.
Okay. Who's my score on this? 22.
At Lil Viper 14C says, what mod is it though?
I use
At Probably
resavers.
Winter says, returned back to
Just download it. I
1984.
don't know. If you're on Quest, you just use whatever's on there. Returning.
At Ian7215 says, I'm able to get custom sabers on MVF standalone. At Ian7215 says, resavers and sabers. At Lil Viper 14C says, ALR.
Oh my gosh, same score. Yeah, I keep losing crazy ack on the linear.
At Adrian Bresita 2039 says, I used to have Beat Saber but I accidentally broke one of the VR controllers and I just don't play the VR at all anymore. At the one and only Mango Lord says, dang. At Ian7215 says, I am a try and time the retuning up again. At the one and only Mango Lord says, I don't think I've ever broken a controller.
Ooh, it's the same Mac.
At Ian7215 says, returning. At the one and only Mango Lord says, I've had an Xbox controller for like 4 years now, and it still doesn't have stick drift. At Ian7215 says, I suck at this. At Ian7215 says, bro, my Quest 3 controllers got stick drift in like 4 months. At Vigus1021 says, I got unmuted. At Vigus1021 says, I'm sorry for that. At Vigus1021 says, I thought you guys would read it. At the one and only Mango Lord says, oh yeah. At Cheyenne Culling says, show arm cam.
Oh my gosh, this part is rage bait. What is this?
At Evan_edits says, OMG it's a tornado, oh wait it's just vortex. At Cheyenne Culling says, is that actually you? At Ian7215 says, that's sad. At Streamlabs says, a crew of pirates and raiders check their flintlocks and sharpen their cutlasses as they disembark for Black Heart Island. At Streamlabs says, results at the one and only Mango Lord, 2,674. At Streamlabs says, oh. At the one and only Mango Lord made it back from Black Heart Island with a handful plunder and a tale of plenty. At Evan_edits says, peak rage big. At Vigus1021 says, yes it is me. At Ian7215 says, returning. At Ian7215 says, bro I can't time it up loudly crying face. At Cheyenne Culling says, cause damn you good. At Evan_edits says, left right left left right 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 left left. At Vigus1021 says, again. At Ian7215 says, I am a he'll be back in a little bit. At Vigus1021 says, oh. At Audi Jack Shadow says, if that game has entitled wave level ill sub. At the one and only Mango Lord says,
returning! Returning!
At the one and only Mango Lord says, I suck at trying to time skipping messages. At Vigus1021 says, I thought that if I left and returned my heist would stop. At the one and only Mango Lord says, whoa. At the one and only Mango Lord says, holy aneurysm.
Dang, we didn't get to sniper pass. Returning.
At Audie Jack Shadow says, do in tidal wave bro.
But returning.
At Cheyenne Calling says, bro, top 20.
Top 20 what? Oh. Dude, I need more 630s. I need more 630s, 640s. Alright, I'm gonna try this again. I really feel like I could get it. A really good
At Cheyenne Calling says, leaderboard. At Audie Jack Shadow says, tidal wave if you do it, he'll sub. At Vigas1021 says, tidal wave was like a top 4 in GD. At MR Bang Reaper says, WSP I'm back.
Yep.
At the one and only Mango Lord says, he's not doing requests. At Cheyenne Culling says, I am already subbed.
Return.
At the one and only Mango Lord says, he's grinding. At Evan_edit says, why did I get high?
I don't know.
At the developer YT says, I'm back.
Welcome back.
At the one and only Mango Lord says, what do you mean high? At Vigas1021 says, I think he means muted. At Vigas1021 says, just like me. At the one and only Mango Lord says, he didn't know. At the one and only Mango Lord says, I think.
Oh my gosh.
At Audie Jack Shadow says, I hate my life being a narrator for you Votrek Schwozierd.
Why is returning so hard? Alright, try this if. Why are we LARPing as the TCS?
At Vigas1021 says, yet again.
Returning.
Screen chat reader disconnected.
Ah, dang. Why did it disconnect? Oh my gosh, I've exceeded my quota.
Stream chat reader disconnected.
Ah, dang it. Alright, we'll just use speech chat. Stinky speech chat.
At the one and only Mango Lord. Face orange biting nails. At the one and only Mango Lord. Quota. At Vigus 1021. Face purple crying face red droopy eyes. At Vigus 1021. What do you mean quota?
Return.
At the one and only Mango Lord. Oh wait. At the one and only Mango Lord. Yay.
What if you tried day and night?
At Eggs Cheese Turkey. Oh my god Vortex, I am your biggest fan.
Wow.
At the one and only Mango Lord. Okay. At JZ1Q. Can you play the song Chopper after? At Vigus 1021. What? At the one and only Mango Lord. Tag UND Nat. At Vigus 1021. 315,638 points. At the one and only Mango Lord. Dia y noche. At Cooper Gottsjall. Touch grass. At Vigus 1021. English please. At JTheater1Q. PLS play Chopper.
I'm not taking requests.
At I am Kinsosare. Hello.
Hello.
At I am Kinsosare. At Vigus 1021. Hey Vortex Wizard. Don't you think that Streamlabs is a spammer? At the one and only Mango Lord. Interesting.
Oh my gosh.
At I am Kinsosarate. Enpal. At Bigus 1021. Oh God. At I am Consozerate. Hello.
Hello.
At Bigus 1021. It's actually a spammer. At Bigus 1021. I am number 2. At the one and only Mango Lord. On nice I'm on 2. At Bigus 1021. I'm the one in number 2. At Rawl say the Garner underscore H69. Hello.
Hello.
At the one and only Mango Lord. Okay. At Rawl say the Garner underscore H69. I green to Mew Mew.
Okay.
At Shorties 1570. I know this map. At the one and only Mango Lord. Oh my gosh. At Bigus 1021. So what is it? At the one and only Mango Lord. I look away for 5 seconds. Bigus 1021. This stream is boring. I gotta go now.
Okay. Dang. Urgh. Oh my gosh.
Walking in the rain never felt right. Till you came along and got me so high. You go on and get me through. I knew that's how you do. Sometimes I sit back and watch as you go. Sometimes I wait 'cause my mind's saying no. But you got me hooked from my head to my toes. And when I'm with you, I lose control. Walking in the rain never felt right. Till you came along and got me so high. You go on and get me through. That's how you do it. I knew that's how you do it.
Okay, nope.
At Lauren Plomsk. Hi.
Hello.
At the one and only Mango Lord. Hello. At 9x36Z Archives. IJS got here sup.
Yep.
At 9x36Z Archives. What this song Jay didn't see. At Fernando Hernandez J7B. Do Flame Wall.
Oh my gosh, I act lost.
At Fernando Hernandez J7B. Please.
I'm not taking requests. When did I set this? Okay.
At Fernando Hernandez J7B. Do Flame Wall. At the one and only Mango Lord. How about now? At the one and only Mango Lord. No. At 9x36z archives. Bro, you're insane. At Neonpika 98.
Yo, thanks.
I have returned. At Neonpika 98. My hands hurt. At clean_sailors. PLSQ 193 CD. At the one and only Mango Lord. Welcome back, Neon.
Ooh, boy.
At the one and only Mango Lord.
Dude, what is going on with my act? Returning.
At Windows 10 user videos. ALR, I'm back.
Welcome back.
At the one and only Mango Lord. At the one and only Mango Lord. Hi, back. At the one and only Mango Lord. At least it doesn't try to pronounce Russian and Japanese. At the one and only Mango Lord. At Windows 10 user videos. At the one and only Mango Lord, my name isn't back, loudly crying face. At Xander Plays E1C.
Deep into the vibe.
I always look at your replays and ask, is this even a human? Like, bro is the person who doesn't. At clean_sailors. What's your global ranking in beat leader? I bet we're top 100.
Maybe.
At Xander Plays E1C. Hello, I sub.
Into the vibe, yeah.
At the one and only Mango Lord. Nice. At Windows 10 user videos. I hope you snipe by TV is still GoPro. At clean_sailors. What about emerges? At clean_sailors. Omergeesh.
I know someone who has snipe bites.
At the one and only Mango Lord. Emerges. At Windows 10 user videos. Snipe M2. At Ian7215. I have returning.
I should say he's somewhat of a Bobby. Can I improve this?
At clean_sailors. Face orange biting nails. At Windows 10 user videos. At Ian7215 the hell a returning meme. At the one and only Mango Lord. Ian har regressive. At Ian7215. Face orange fitting nails hell and his prime vs Iron Man in his prime who wins. At the one and only Mango Lord.
Oh, what? Okay. Ooh.
At the one and only Mango Lord. Imagine if we could have video games in our dreams. Imagine Beat Saber without ever getting tired.
What is wrong with this act? Oh my gosh.
At Ian7215. I would do the whole
Oh my
Mariana
gosh.
Trench
Can you
then.
reset where I was?
At Ian7215. But I would wake up in trench point face orange biting nails. At
Yeah, how's
Sneakers
it going?
Drip. Hello.
Hello. W Games.
At the one and only Mango Lord. Hello. At Tay Sawyer. Hello. At Windows 10 user videos. I can still watch you live stream while I'm making a Linux distro. At Sneakers Drip. Want to 1v1?
Not today.
At Tay Sawyer, can you play Power of the Saber Blade? At the one and only Mango Lord. Bruh.
Hmm.
At Tay Sawyer. Just pick a song, it's getting boring. At the one and only
Alright, I'm gonna
Mango
stream here.
Lord. Mr. Streamer, can you do everything I want?